So hello Aries and welcome to your video. This is a timeless reading. If you find this video, it doesn't matter when it is, it doesn't matter what the date is, what the time is. Whenever you find this video, this reading, it's going to be relevant and valid for you. Let's get in and see what do the next 30 days have in store for you. So I have got a whole bunch of decks on the table here in front of me. I am shuffling, setting the intention, connecting with you, just asking Spirit to give a little bit of guidance, a little bit of insight as to what are you dealing with, what's going on in your life at the moment, where is your energy and where do you need to be. So let's have a look. We're starting with an oracle because I like to start with oracles, and the oracle that I have for you, oh, this is interesting, Aries. This is very interesting. It is forgiveness. Now immediately the first thing I see is the lady, right? Let me point in the right direction. I see her over there. We've got animals, we've got full moon in the background, and the key word is forgiveness. So immediately what I'm feeling for you, Aries, is that this is a time period where you need to be very mindful of your life now and your life in the past. Okay, we need to be very mindful of what has happened in your life. What are you holding on to? What are you carrying around with you that you shouldn't be, that you don't need to be? What are you carrying around with you that is causing you unnecessary heartache and burden? What do you need to let go of? So forgiveness is a very interesting concept because a lot of people don't really understand what forgiveness is, and a lot of people find it very difficult to forgive because when you've been hurt, betrayed, when you've experienced trauma, when anything horrible has happened to you, we carry the energy of that, we carry the emotion of that. And when someone says, oh, you need to forgive, you need to forgive, you need to forgive, it's like, well, how do I get rid of this pain? How do I get rid of this, whatever it is that you're holding on to? And it's impossible. You can't. There isn't a button that you can push that just takes all that pain and suffering away. So we often suffer or really struggle with forgiveness because we don't know what to do with our emotions. So I'm here to say to you, Aries, I want you to read the little keywords across the bottom: compassion and kindness. So forgiveness is not telling a person that hurt you that what they did was okay. That's not what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is not saying to a person, you did me bad, you hurt me, you caused me pain and suffering, and it's okay. That's not what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is trying to find compassion and kindness for maybe what that person was going through, in the reason, in the rationale behind the hurt and the pain that they caused you. So we're not saying that it's okay. We're not saying that we forgive the act, but we're saying we forgive the person because they didn't know better. And that's the key there, okay, is the fact that they didn't know better. The key here is the fact that they were maybe not thinking, that maybe they weren't mindful, that maybe they weren't aware of their actions and their words and their behaviors and how it would affect you. A lot of the times, things that we carry, and Aries, this is particularly important for you guys, right? Because I say you guys and it's me included, because often people hurt us and they don't even know. Okay, often people will say things or do things or whatever to us. We now carry the baggage, we now carry this hurt, this trauma, this pain, this suffering, but they're completely unaware. Because why? Because we haven't said anything. Or maybe you have, and maybe because you were reacting on an emotional way, you reacted in such a way to put them in their place, and they're now really confused. They're going, I don't understand what just happened. Why the outburst? Why the comments? Why the reaction from you? I didn't do anything wrong, because they didn't understand. And this is where compassion and kindness will come into play. So Aries, we have to learn. Okay, we have to learn how to look at the bigger picture, to not just focus on the event of pain and suffering, but to ask ourselves, maybe, where did this come from? Why did that person feel it was okay to do or to say that thing, to do or to say whatever it was that was going on around them? So forgiveness is our theme for your reading today. Okay, so I'm leaving the cards on the table in front of me. I will be picking them up and showing you all the time. What I want to do now is I am using a tarot deck. I'm going to give it a quick shuffle. And Aries, what I'm looking for here is just a little bit of validation and clarity around this forgiveness. Why is it that we're struggling? Why is it that you are finding it so hard to let go of whatever it is that transpired? So it may be a particular thing, like right now while you're listening to me, you may have a particular memory a particular scenario, situation, person, or context that comes into mind. So that would be whatever's come to you, trust and hold on to that as the thing that we need to release, that we need to let go, and that we need to forgive. So from the tarot, I'm looking for just a little bit more clarity, a little bit more validation as to why is it that you need to do this? What is it? What is the point? Why? How is it holding you back? How is it preventing you from being happy and moving forward with your life? All right, so cards are shuffled. And the first card we have, oh, you see, as I say quite often, I can't make this stuff up. So here we have the Three of Swords. Look how beautiful that card is. The artwork is stunning in this particular deck. But the Three of Swords is the card of heartache. You can see that she's holding onto her heart. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus again. She's holding onto her heart. No, it's not going to focus. There we go. She's holding onto her heart, and you can see the tears are running down her face, but she's holding onto it, and that's the issue. There is pain. And unfortunately, Aries, one thing we have to understand, and in this human existence, in this life that we are living, there is pain. There is pain and suffering all the time. You know, some days you'll have a good day and there won't be that much pain and suffering, but most of the time it's tough. It's really, really hard. And this particular card, the Three of Swords, is telling you to acknowledge the pain, to acknowledge the hurt, to acknowledge the things that are causing you pain and discomfort. Don't feel like you need to hold on to everything all the time, okay? And that's why we've got the forgiveness card. Now, I am going to say to you, forgiveness is not something specific that you have to do in a specific way, in a specific method, in a specific process. There aren't steps, step-by-step instructions on how to do forgiveness, because it varies from person to person. But generally speaking, all it is acknowledging the hurt, the pain, and the suffering, and that's what we've got over here, acknowledging the hurt, the pain, and the suffering that you're dealing with, and then just recognizing and acknowledging that it's done, that it's in the past, that there's nothing you can do about it now, and that it's okay to leave it behind as you move forward. All right. The next card I have for you is the Four of, I have to check that, the Four of Swords. Now, if we look at this particular Four of Swords, and you see the spiral effect here in her stomach. The Four of Swords is the card that says to you, don't have to do anything. So this is validating what I've just said to you. Forgiveness, there aren't steps. There isn't a series of, okay, now do this, now do this, now do this, and now do this. Some people, some of you may have a process that you go through when you do your forgiveness. But for most of us, and I include myself in that statement, for most of us, there isn't anything that you can do that makes forgiveness easier, better, or that makes the pain go away. There isn't anything. And that's exactly what the Four of Swords is saying. The Four of Swords is saying, let's acknowledge that it is very much an internal thing, and that's why we have the spiral into the center. It's very much an internal thing, the suffering, the pain, the discomfort, all of that. And the Four of Swords is saying that you don't have to do anything. Sometimes waiting for the right moment, waiting for situations to sort of settle is exactly what you need to do. But I'm hearing from Spirit that the situation's already settled. This thing, Aries, that you are holding on to, this thing that is holding you back and keeping you from living a happy, fulfilled, successful life, it doesn't need to be having that power over you anymore. It's time for you to take your power back. And the way that you take your power back is by recognizing that the time is now. You've been holding this, internalizing and carrying this for long enough. Now is the time to let it go. Now is the time to realize that you are actually free. You are free from the burdens. You are free from the suffering, okay? You are free from the suffering. You are free from the burdens. And where you're at now is ready to let go. Ready to let go, okay? That's actually very interesting. I want to move on from the forgiveness, because like understanding that we've been carrying it for a right amount of time because we've been processing. But the truth of the matter is, Aries, you're finished now. You've done your processing. You've done the work that you need to do. Now it's just a case of letting it go. Okay, just a case of letting it go. I know you're probably sitting there, you know, like really holding on to your breath, thinking it's not that easy. It's not that easy. So spirits are immediately telling you, be calm, okay? Be calm. Don't allow yourself to get into that state of panic. Don't allow yourself to become, you know, worked up over the situation. This is the Serenity card. And Serenity is exactly that. It's just about seeing, acknowledging, trusting. And I wonder if that's not the key word that you need to hear right now. Trusting. And I'm not talking about trusting an external source, Aries. I'm talking about trusting yourself. Trusting yourself enough to let go of this anger, pain, suffering, trauma, whatever it is that needs forgiveness, okay? But it's about understanding the serenity that life has to offer you. And, you know, sometimes going with the flow, because that's what I get from this, okay? Sometimes going with the flow is the easiest thing that you can do in order to guarantee success, to guarantee a positive outcome. When you resist, when you struggle, when you fight, when you claw against, you're actually just making things harder and harder. We all want serenity in our lives. We all yearn for peace and tranquility and serenity. Can you see the little keywords at the bottom? It says be calm. We all yearn for that, don't we? It's something we all want in our lives. It's something that we aspire to, but yet it's always out of reach. Why is it always out of reach, Aries? Because we are holding on to stuff. Holding on to stuff. It's time to let the stuff go. It's time to let it go. It's time to just release it. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to actually take from the tarot again, but I want to give it a shuffle because now I've shifted the focus. The focus is now on why we need to release it, but on, oopsie, on how. I don't know if I've put those upside down. I have indeed. Sorry. Let me just get the cards the right way up. I want to now focus not on the what, I want to focus on the how. Okay. And as I said, I know there's no step-by-step instructions on do this, then do this, then do this, and you'll find forgiveness is easy. There isn't a simple solution, but I just want to ask Spirit, you know, just a little bit of advice and guidance on the steps that you can take to move you towards forgiveness. All right. So this is the card that's come out for us. It is the Five of Coins. Let me put it there. So Five of Coins is the card of lack. Okay. It is the card that says that you are disconnected, that you are separated. It's the card that says you're not in that space. And I understand exactly what Spirit is saying. Aries, Spirit is saying to you here, the thing that you need to focus on in order to have serenity and peace in your life, okay? In order to have serenity and peace in your life, you've got to recognize that you're not still in that space. You're not still in that trauma. You're not still in that position, that place, that situation, and that circumstance. You have actually stepped out of. Okay, you have. And that is why you are now, for the first time in your life, for the first time in a long time, you are actually ready to step beyond. Okay, and the way that you do it is by first of all acknowledging how you are not in that space anymore, how you have distance separated yourself from that particular situation. And as soon as you realize that you're not there, suddenly actually forgiveness becomes so much easier. Because how do you forgive something that's still taking place? How do you forgive something that's still ongoing? You can't, because if you forgive something that's still ongoing, you've actually given it permission to carry on hurting you. And that's not what we're doing. That is absolutely not what we're doing. So this is Spirit saying to you, you want peace and tranquility, you want serenity. It is your right to live a serene and happy life. But you have to let go of past baggage. You have to let go of anything that has caused you any kind of discomfort in the past. And the best way to do that is to see the disconnect, to see the separation between that situation and you. Okay? And only when you've seen that, only when you've recognized the separation, only then can you actually start working on the forgiveness. The next card, oh, I love this. You know what? I say all the time that, tarot doesn't lie and I can't make this stuff up. And this is just so the truth. So the next card I have here is the Eight of Coins. Now we can see where they've got their little pot and you can see that we're performing all sorts of magic. We're putting all sorts of things into the pot. Eight of Coins is about try and try and try again. Okay, so see the camera didn't get focused there. Try, try, try again. Eight of Coins is the card that says to you persistence and perseverance is the key. So when I ask Spirit, what are the steps that you need to take to do the forgiveness, to let go of the trauma, to let go of the past, to let go of whatever is causing you pain and discomfort, Spirit is saying, first of all, to recognize how you are not in that place anymore, to see the disconnect, to see that you are out of that situation. Then the next thing that you do is to just keep trying. You might not get it right the first time. You may spend a little time thinking, processing, analyzing, coming to that place of wanting to forgive, but just not quite getting there. And that's okay, Aries. That is okay, Aries, because I can tell you now the feelings that I'm getting around this whole situation is we're not talking about a person who cut you off in traffic yesterday morning. That is not what we're talking about. We're talking about something big. It may have happened when you were a child. It may have happened your entire childhood. It may have happened, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. It's something that has affected you in such a way that your day-to-day existence right now is not where it needs to be. And the thing that's lacking in your life the most is a little bit of serenity, a little bit of peace, a little bit of happiness. And you can't have this if you don't do this. You can't have a serene, happy life if you don't forgive. And I understand that it takes us a long time on an emotional level to work through trauma, to work through the who, the why, the when, all of those kind of things. But honestly, you are there. I really do believe, Aries, that you're at a point in your life now where you are ready, that you are ready. That's what the Four of Swords is saying to you. You haven't been ready. You've been waiting for the right time, but this is it. Your right time is here now. Now is the time to uncoil all the emotions, to uncoil all the pain and suffering, and to release it and let it go, because it should not be having an impact on you anymore going forward. All right. So Aries, I do think this is like, wow, I'm feeling it in my heart space, and I hope you are too. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is that you are happy and that you are living a happy life, a fulfilled life, and a life where opportunity for growth, opportunity for success, and opportunity for happiness is right in front of you. None of us want to live a life of pain and suffering. None of us want to live a life of hardships and mountains and challenges and complications and all of that kind of thing. That is not what it's about, Aries. That's really and truly not what it's about. So I'm shuffling the next tarot deck over here because I want to ask Spirit, if you are able, I have to change those words, when you step away from this trauma, when you practice the art of forgiveness, when you realize that it does not influence, affect, or impact on your life today, and you leave it behind, you put it in a box and you put it out on the field and you just leave it there. When you do that, how will it change your life going forward? So that is what I am asking. Again, bad shuffler, you guys know me. How will this positively impact your life? When you are able to step outside of forgiveness, what is the effect that it's going to have on your life? You know what? Again, I can't make this stuff up. I can't make this stuff up. Can you see the keyword down the bottom here? Can you see that? So I see the camera's not in focus. All right, so it is the card of privilege, right? That much you read. Look at the privilege that's there. Red carpet, golden statues, everything lush and beautiful and fabulous. So we, like, as much as privilege sounds fabulous, I know immediately you can think, but I don't come from a privileged background. I'm not a privileged person. I don't live a privileged life. And I don't want to be all that high and mighty. I want to just be an average, standard person living a good life, doing the good things. And privilege is Spirit saying to you, but it's your privilege to be happy. It's your privilege to know serenity. It's your privilege to know serenity. And that's exactly it, Aries. So what are you fighting for? By letting your trauma go, by letting your past burdens go, you are allowing yourself the privilege of happiness. And you know what? That is a privilege that is due to everybody. That is a privilege that every single person needs to. And you know what, Aries? I know you guys are the fighters. I know that you guys are the leaders. You're the forerunners. You're the people who are always out ahead. You're the people who are always, doing your best and jumping from project to project and thing to thing and situation to situation. The one thing you never do is slow down and stop and feel and deal with all your stuff. So we do tend to, over the years, pick up more and pick up more and pick up more baggage. We tend to pick up and pick up and pick up as we go until eventually we're in a situation where there's just nowhere to turn. There is just absolutely nowhere to turn. So don't see privilege as a negative. See privilege as your birthright. Okay? See privilege as your birthright because you deserve to be happy. You deserve to feel fulfilled. You don't deserve to carry negative baggage wherever you go. And the next card. I knew this was going to come through, right? I knew this was going to come through. Here we have arrogance. And arrogance is in the tarot is the Five of Swords. Now, you have to agree with me, Aries. It's not often that you find somebody who has privilege without arrogance. It goes hand in hand, doesn't it? It goes hand in hand. And this is probably why you are not wanting to let go and not wanting to experience privilege, because you don't want to take on arrogance. And as I said, Aries, you and I, we are strong characters. We're strong personalities. There's not a lot that actually gets to us. There's not a lot that actually pulls us down. We are, as I said, the go-getters. We are the forerunners. We're the ones that are, innovative and creative and bold and courageous and all of these kind of fabulous words. We can't put arrogance straight next to Aries. And Aries, I think, is a characteristic of Aries is that we don't want to be arrogant. We don't want to be seen as arrogant. So we will often self-sacrifice so that we don't appear as arrogant. And honestly, the fact that these two have come out together next to each other like this is Spirit saying to you, Aries, that your privilege is to be happy, to live a happy, successful, fulfilled life. And by doing so, by allowing and accepting your privilege, does not make you arrogant. It will not make you arrogant. So, forgiveness, something you need to do. There may be more than one situation that needs forgiveness in your life, Aries. Think about it, okay? Spend your time going through it. Spend your time thinking about it. Spend your time pondering. What is it from your past that is holding you back from being happy, from being successful, from living the life that you deserve? I'm going to take one more oracle, just as a confirmation, just as a final message. And the card I've got for you here is protection, and it says Goddess has your back. So this is about understanding that you're not doing this on your own. Yes, this is a message that Spirit are driving strongly with you. Yes, this is a message of letting go, forgiveness, and doing the work and allowing yourself to step forward, allowing yourself to be happy, allowing yourself to live the life that you deserve. But know that you're not doing this on your own. The universe has got your back, right? Even though this protection says Goddess, Goddess has your back. We can change Goddess to God. We can change it to angels, to spirit guides, whatever you want to, however you want to term the energy, however you want to term it. But just know that the universe has got your back. Goddess has got your back. That you are not doing this on your own. Remember what I was saying to you earlier on. The time hasn't been right, but it is now. Okay, you are ready to let this go, especially the fact that you found this video, especially the fact that you are here right now watching this video. And if you're watching this video and you're not an Aries, this message is absolutely for you. Absolutely for you. This is telling you that it's time to let your past go. It's time to let go of everything and anything that doesn't serve you. It's time for you to recognize that you are safe, that you are secure, and happiness is your birthright. Happiness is your birthright. It is your privilege. And all you've got to do is make it happen. So Aries, sending you so much love and blessings. Thank you for being here. Do the work. And remember, when I say do the work, I mean just let it go. Don't carry it around with you. Don't let your past restrict, limit, or hold you back in the life that you deserve to be living. You deserve all the privilege. You deserve happiness, joy, and an abundance. So let go of your burdens and step into your future. With much love and many blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care.